means as a country, we still need to work hard to unlock more economic activities, diversify the economy so that we can create more employment. So we need, on that specific aspect, we have to spend more effort to be able to, first of all, identify where the constraints are and remove those constraints. And that's a job of government and the private sector together. 100%. But let me come back to your issue on of the speed at which we accumulated debt. Yes, you are correct. Debt has increased over the past 7 years. In fact, even before, quite significantly. We used to hover around about 20% of GDP, and it went. You're right. It went to close to 70%. But it's linked to what I have said before. When your economic activities decline, it's not always easy to reduce expenditure, because expenditure is about spending money on hospitals, paying teachers, paying civil servants. So revenue will fall, but expenditure will still remain high. So how do you fill the gap? You borrow more. So that's exactly what has happened since 2015, and even before that. That revenue was declining for government to be able to undertake or to pay for these expenditures. It had to borrow. But then government also then took a deliberate decision that we need to start scaling down our expenditure slowly. That's why you, for instance, heard that government was looking at the wage bill, for instance. Should we continue to hire more people, or should we actually reduce the number of people that we are going to hire? And that has worked to some extent, although the speed has been a bit small. But if you look at the number of public servants, for instance, it has come down quite moderately. And that's when you hear government talking about consolidation. It's really to ensure that we reduce the level of expenditure. For traveling, for instance, I remember, I think, before, the travel budget of government was in the region of 600 million. It has come down quite significantly. So now it's sitting in the region of about 250, 300 million. So those are all efforts that government has undertaken to reduce spending, to be able to live within our means.